I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to see if I can get these to rile each other up.
She's wonderful.
I know you guys are wonderful, but you're still going to punch each other in the face come May 13th. I mean, that's happening.
We'll both go out there like animals.
Yes.
We'll both go out
100%.
100%. But we do still like each other.
Yeah.
It's actually something that's really cool about boxing. Even if you watch it, like, there's just a sense of respect.
Hey guys, and welcome to an EFN edition to a Legends Boxing podcast. We have two guests in house. This is so exciting. This is super exciting, and it's even more exciting because they're fighting each other. So, welcome to the Legends Boxing podcast, you guys. This is Adrianne Hoopes and Courtney Manwaring, and they guys are fighting each other come May 13th. How excited are you guys?
So excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Are
I'm
you
stoked.
pumped?
Oh yeah. I feel like the anticipation, the excitement, just it's a snowball effect. Every week it just gets bigger and bigger. So
I can see it. It's kind of like you guys see
you
the
feel it?
energy exciting, resonating
feel
off
it
of
in
this
here?
here. It's like this, the lighting in here just got even brighter. It's like the wow energy.
Andrew's
going.
idea. Let's get people who are fighting each other into the same rooms.
Enclosed space.
Yes, and we'll see how good I am at getting you guys to talk shit about each other, which probably won't happen. These two are really like this nicest and
Not gonna
sweetest
happen.
people ever. So you guys have probably seen Adrianne before. So tell us a little bit about you, Adrianne. Where are you coming from? Where are your background? What made you excited about wanting to take on EFN?
Yeah, so I joined Legends Boxing Sandy a couple years ago at the end of high school, and then took a little bit of a break, and then joined on the HQ team January 1st of 2021. And then in my role, I was kind of marketing, media, all the things, and then getting to be around EFN, I just fell in love with the event. So I can't remember when it officially happened, but I'm officially the event director for Legends. So EFN is kind of my baby. And this year just decided to throw my hat in the ring. So, yeah.
That's a pretty big jump. I mean, from putting it on and like organizing all of it, which I know firsthand is not a small task. It is very hard to promote a boxing match and to organize it. So hat goes off to her intensely, but a huge jump from organizing and putting it on and then wanting to get in the ring. Is there anything that particularly set you off to do that?
I actually wasn't going to. A couple weeks before we had decided on our match, I had a coach ask me during a class, like, oh, is this event going to be your debut? And I laughed in his face because I'm like, no, I don't spar. I don't want to fight. What are you talking about? And then Courtney submitted her name, and size-wise, there wasn't other names in that category. And I was looking at it, and I was talking to my sister, and we're like, what if you did it? And I kind of threw it out the window. I'm like, absolutely not. And then I talked to the people in my life of like, was this a stupid idea? Like wanting them to tell me, don't do it, you're dumb. And they're like, no, you should do it. And so then I called Rob, and I was expecting Rob to shut it down. As like, no, you have to run the show, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's do it. And so it was more so everyone in my life believing in me a little bit more than I did currently. So yeah, it's a little jump, but I'm excited.
That's good. I mean, that's good. That's going to be great. I'm happy to hear that you did have all of those people in your corner that believe that you can do something like this. And then even Rob, like I mean, again, I know Rob probably more than anybody else does, but if Rob can go, yes, what that means is that you've done such an amazing job in the last few years with EFN that he has all the confidence in the world that come night of the fight, you're going to be solid, ready to go, get in the ring, fight, and then do what you got to do for the rest of the night. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Courtney, how's training going?
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah. We're at the point now in training. Let's see, my math skills. Are we
25 days?
This is
25.
so we've been training now.
24.
This is the 6th week then.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is week 6. Mm-hmm. So now at this point, I feel like probably everybody is feeling similarly that little things are starting to kind of come together now. So I think those first like few weeks, it's definitely a fire hose. It's still a fire hose. You're still drinking out of a fire hose with all the information. But I do feel like those first few weeks, you're so focused on just trying to master like one little tiny thing every time. every time that you go in for a class. And then now, like 6 weeks into it, I feel like a lot of those little tiny things are kind of starting to come together. Like I'm not having to think about certain things quite as much. The first 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure I was just trying to tell myself to breathe. So like literally, if anyone who hasn't boxed, like breathe, really, you're trying to tell yourself to breathe. That wasn't just like a joke, because you can breathe when you're on the bag, but then
Debatable still sometimes.
I don't know. You know what? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Those first couple weeks I was not breathing even when I was on the bag. So you tend to hold your breath a lot. So anyway, I do feel like things are starting to come together now at this point, which is really exciting, because I do have videos from that first week. And I have videos from the first time I sparred. And like, so it's been really cool to see the progression and to feel the progression too. Like to feel differently, like when I'm sparring than I did when I initially started. It feels good. And it feels validating too, because it's not a small time commitment. Mm-hmm. So, we have I'm sure you guys have heard plenty of times the 1,000-hour rule. That's referred to, when you're trying to get good at something. We don't have 1,000 hours in 9 weeks. Like no one has the 1,000 hours within the 9 weeks that we have to train, because everybody has families and jobs and events that they're planning.
Exactly.
Poor Adrianne.
Podcasts to be on.
Her whole life is EFN.
I live at Lehigh now.
Planning it, training it. Yeah. Anyway, so we're trying to cram that 1,000 hours essentially into the 9 weeks. So it's not a small time commitment. So when you do start to feel gradually more comfortable, it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Really cool. And it makes you feel like, like, hey, it's working.
That's great. Yeah. I love to hear that. That's always good as a coach to hear your fighter say, it's working. Yeah. This is good. Yeah. I love that.
Well, with that, I wanted to say thank you to all the coaches who are putting the time in for this event. It's not an easy task. I mean, as fighters, we're putting in the work, but coaches are taking time out of their busy lives to help us prepare. So I'm super grateful for them participating and helping with that.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's actually a big shout out to all the coaches for EFN, all legends-wise that are helping out. So thank you. Let's talk a little bit about why. Let's talk about who are you representing? What company are you representing?
So I'm stepping in the ring for Operation Underground Railroad. That is who I will be representing. We are a nonprofit agency that's at the front of the fight against child trafficking and exploitation. So that's who I'll be representing this year. If we can just bring more awareness to the fight, there's so many different ways that people can get involved, and this event gives us a big stage to kind of get the word out there and bring awareness to people that this is a thing, that it's happening everywhere, literally everywhere. It's happening here too, unfortunately. Yes, we are in Utah where nothing happens. It's happening here. So if we can just bring more eyes and attention to what's going on so that we can get more people involved in the fight, then us participating in this event is a huge success, which honestly, I feel like we've already gotten to do that through the event. So the publicity and stuff. So,
and with that, so O.U.R is this year's feature partner too. So normally with Executive Fight Night, each fighter is representing their company, but with that, O.U.R is a little bit more involved in the terms of being this year's feature partner.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask you about that and how that partnership kind of transpired, how that came to be.
Yeah, so involvement wise, so we actually had somebody representing O.U.R last year. His name is Zach Bell. And his wife is involved with the organization. And then their president and founder, Tim Ballard, I believe, is a member at O.U.R. So you guys were starting to talk just, hey, what's this involvement kind of look like? I got forwarded an email of, hey, O.U.R is interested in participating in EFN. What does that look like? So we set up a meeting, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's been an amazing thing. We've got a couple of people in this EFN that are representing O.U.R, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Courtney, and then we have another individual. I think it's the main event, right? Yeah,
so the main event will be James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy, and he is representing O.U.R as well.
That's amazing. So this is the first time in EFN history, we've had such an amazing cause that we're really trying to partner with and help out. So any of the proceeds going towards Operation Underground Railroad?
Yeah, so we actually, it's funny you ask, it's on the table.
Look
That's
at this.
weird.
So crazy.
So we just launched a limited edition O.U.R wrap or hand wrap. So half of the proceeds of these wraps will be going to O.U.R. They'll be available for sale in your local Legends Boxing gym. It's available on legendsboxinggear.com. We'll be pushing them at the event. And I don't know officially what I can announce yet, but we have some exciting stuff planned for the event.
Well, then keep people in suspense. We like that. We like surprises.
Yes.
We want to know what to,
There are
to look
very cool
forward to.
individuals involved.
Yes.
Yes.
So big name people are going to be there. So May 13th, you guys, where can they get their tickets?
EFNboxing.com.
Perfect. That is very easy to remember, you guys. EFNboxing.com.
Mm-hmm.
So Sandy is where you started.
Yes.
As just a member, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, what journey was that like? What was that like becoming a member of a boxing gym?
I mean, I kind of was just curious. So I Googled boxing near me, came up, Legends Boxing. So I joined, and I think something with training that's been cool to see is like pre-training, I was kind of the person that would like look for an excuse to not go to the gym. Like there's people in my life, like my boyfriend, that it's his day is thrown off if he doesn't go to the gym, and mine, I'm like, oh, sorry, I can't make it and everything. And so, yeah, that was kind of my experience before of like, oh, I got to go to the gym. And so that's something cool with training that ever since training's happened, it's like, it's not an option. Like I got to show up. Doesn't matter if my stomach hurts, doesn't matter if the meeting ran over. It's like you're going. But yeah, so pre-event, my fitness journey motivation kind of ebbed and flowed. So I loved the program, loved the environment, loved how it wasn't about like gym intimidation. I feel like that's something I struggle with going to other facilities of like, everyone's looking at me, I don't know what I'm doing, there's no one here to help me. And so that's what I really loved about Legends, was just how welcoming it was. Eric from Orem was the head coach at Sandy at that time, so he was my first head coach, super awesome rock star. So yeah, as a high schooler, it was I think junior year, it was just a really cool experience to be welcomed into what is typically viewed as an intimidating sport, and then have it be like an easy to understand program. And it's kind of funny because I went to pick up a print order the other day and it was Legends branded. And the lady who's giving me the order, she was probably 60s, 70s. And she looks at me and she goes, you don't box, right? And I said, yeah, I do. I actually have a fight coming up. And she just goes, I'm too old fashioned for that. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's like, that's what I love about Legends, is it's welcoming to everyone. And it doesn't matter your background, your fitness history or motivation. It's like, there's a friend for everyone. There's a bag for everyone. And there's a class for everyone. There's always levels of moderation and everything. So I love the Legends program. It'd be awkward if I didn't, but
a little awkward considering you work for corporate
marketing.
now.
it's bad, but yeah, no.
Tell us a little bit about that though, about that journey. How did that fall into your lap, coming in and being a part of HQ?
So my job that I got out of high school is a digital marketing agency, super awesome opportunity. We started picking up some projects for corporate that were needed, just graphics, just simple things like that, and then they liked our work, so then we had the opportunity to merge onto the HQ team.
Nice. And how long have you been doing that?
January of 2021.
That's right. You did say 2021. And you recently were promoted to the director of marketing. Right?
Yeah. So it's media and events director. But yeah, with marketing, I work in tandem with Connor Stone for handle all Legends marketing.
That's awesome.
Great.
So there you go, guys. Anything and everything you've seen Legends, it's coming right from that brain right there. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Courtney, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you come from prior to being with Operation Underground Railroad?
So prior to being with Operation Underground Railroad, I was a cop for 5 years. So, and there's a little bit of an overlap. There's about a year of an overlap where I was kind of doing both, burning the candle at both ends. Okay. Anyway, so that's where I started. I quit law enforcement in September 2022, I think.
Okay, so not that long ago.
Not that long ago. It might have been the very end of August, but somewhere around there. And I did that just so I could spend some more time with my two little kids that are at home that I already feel like I can't get enough time with. So what I do for Operation Underground Railroad, I'm able to do mostly from home with a little bit of travel here and there. So it was a really good segue to leave law enforcement. Law enforcement I was really attached to emotionally. it was an amazing career. It was awesome. It's just also really hard to do with a family. So the Operation Underground Railroad opportunity kind of fell in my lap. I started initially as a contractor, and then had the opportunity to come on as an employee that works kind of out of the Murray office, but I'm mostly remote. I do mostly remote work. So, and I'm in the domestic law enforcement operations division. So what my division does specifically, this might be good to mention because a lot of people know that O.U.R runs international operations all around the world constantly. But a lot of people don't know what we're doing domestically. So, and that would be my division. So domestically, what we're doing is helping bridge funding gaps for the forensic equipment or ESD canines, the canines that are sniffing out the electronic devices in houses on warrants or not just in houses and anywhere, on these different search warrants that are related to internet crimes against children or against people in general. It's a very expensive fight. A lot of people don't know how much that kind of equipment costs. So what we do is help agencies. A lot of times they'll try and like cost share with us and we'll try to help them get the equipment that they need to make a difference in the space. So that is what my division does. That's how we help domestically. We don't run operations within the U.S. because we are a non-government organization. So we leave that to our brothers and sisters in blue and all the other colors.
So you're basically a superhero.
Saving the world.
No, not
Is
me.
that why you're wearing red?
Damn it, Andrew. Andrew had to call me out on my red shirt. I wanted to be in black, but...
Well, she's fighting out of the red corner every day.
I am fighting out of the red corner, so it works. So it works. But so that's kind of my upbringing. I have absolutely loved working for O.U.R. It's awesome. It's been so awesome to get to do that, and it's an important fight, and to get to feel like you're making a difference at all, even in a little way, it makes a big difference for
many other people.
Well, in my life, it makes a huge difference just knowing that I have like a little bit of a foot in the fight, and anybody can.
How would they? So, anybody who's listening right now, what's the easiest way for them to be able to be a part of this fight?
The easiest way, I would say, is going to the website. That's OURrescue.org. So there's 2 R's. Okay. OURrescue.org. And going to join the fight. And there's so many different ways that you can join the fight. Obviously, we accept donations, but there are different ways that people want to donate time or they want to donate resources that they have access to that we might be able to benefit from, like when doing a fundraiser or doing an operation or something. There's so many different ways that people can get involved. It's kind of the sky is the limit. So if you do go to the website and go to join the fight, it'll have you fill out a whole bunch of different information and also what you may have to offer. And I mean, that it works wonders for the organization because, I mean, we've had people even say, hey, like I own a house in this place. Like if you guys are ever there doing an operation and you need somewhere for your operators to stay, like let them stay there for free. Okay. That's a huge help to the organization. But it wasn't technically a money donation, like hard cash donation, but they just saved us a ton of money by letting our operators stay in their house in whatever place. So there's so many different ways that people can get involved and also feel like they're making that difference in the fight. And honestly, we need everybody. So.
No, absolutely. That's amazing. And again, guys, if you want to do it real quick, you can literally just jump onto any one of your outlets, go to your local Legends Boxing gym, and you can support Operation Underground Railroad just by buying a pair of hand wraps. And trust me, that does go to a very worthy cause. So thank you guys for all of that. I love that. Let's talk boxing. Okay. So now I'm sure you guys can see on camera, if you're watching this on YouTube, Courtney's jacked. Okay. So talk to me about, you're obviously not like unfamiliar.
I've been telling people you're jacked.
It's like the first time I shook her hand meeting her at fire orientation, I'm like, calm down there, killer.
I've had people be like, she has forearms. I'm like, I know, shut up.
So obviously you're not unfamiliar with working out or the gym. So talk to me about your first introductory to boxing and how difficult or challenging, or was it? I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
I have never felt more uncoordinated in my entire life than my first day in the boxing gym.
Really?
Which speaks volumes to the Legends culture that Adrianne was talking about, because I came back because I felt that uncoordinated and I still came back. The atmosphere is all levels, which is so great. There's all levels, all ages. It's a constructive, competitive environment where people are encouraging you to compete against yourself and to push yourself and to get better. But it's not like, hey, I'm better than you, or you don't look as good as I do on the bag. It's never like that. And that is something that is really cool and very unique, because I think that most people feel that in most fitness settings where there's a group setting. So huge shout out to Legends. You guys are doing something right.
Thank you.
I did athletics. Like, I mean, I played soccer my whole life. Yes, I'm really into like weightlifting and like HIIT training and a lot of CrossFit type stuff, though I don't do CrossFit out of any box or anything. But I had to rewire my brain for a lot of different things. The stance is different. Like, you aren't squared up with your toes pointing at the person and your shoulders pointing at the person. Like, it's different. It's a completely different stance. And I had to learn how to get comfortable in that stance and then comfortable moving from that. Like, moving in that stance.
Are you comfortable now?
Throwing punches. I'm getting more comfortable. I think every now and then, like when I get tired, I can feel myself start to like revert back to squaring up. But I am so much more comfortable now, which it is so much easier to throw punches when you're standing the right way. Mm-hmm. So when I remember when I very first started that first week, so many times I heard the phrase, try not to throw with just your arms. And I'm like, I'm throwing punches with my arms. I'm punching. Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm freaking punching. What do you want me to do? Punch with my foot? Like, but then it makes sense. Like, you're trying to involve your hips, right? Because that's where your power is going to come from. So it's been a really good learning experience for me. But it definitely, I know you like to compare it to golf. And that is exactly what I compared it to right when I started, was golf. Because golf, it doesn't matter how athletic you are or how well you can swing a baseball bat even or something. It's a stick, you're swinging it. It's not going to transfer over. Like, it's a different thing. It's all about technique. It's all about learning how to move in a different way. So, I mean, athletics and stuff help you to a certain extent because you've moved your body before. But you gotta learn how to like to rewire your brain and get comfortable in different positions for a long period of time.
Now, you said that perfectly, and something that over the many of years as a coach, that over the thousands of people that I've trained, what I've learned is athleticism is the ability to comprehend. And that's really what it is. It's not like I have had people where I can imagine other coaches would have just like walked away from and been like, you're never going to get this. This is something you are never going to do. You're just not athletic enough. And it's really, the coach didn't take the time to figure out how to explain it to that person so that it comprehends to them. That's it. And so Legends, what we do is we do take that time. We take that time with the person who's going to get it like this, no problem. Because what that time is, hey, rotate your foot for me. Okay. And they comprehend it. Okay. The other person who may not have experienced that or is maybe not as athletic as what someone would say, you might just have to explain it a little different. Or you might have to go to the extent of, this is how you turn a doorknob. Okay. Mm-hmm. Grab their hand for them, put it on the door, turn it for them, push the door open, and they go, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm glad that you actually said that, because that is the reality of it that I found as a coach, is it's just different levels of comprehension. And that's why Legends is for everybody and works for everybody. So now that you have tasted boxing, is it something you're going to do forever now? Yeah.
I definitely can't imagine my life without boxing now. When I first started, my husband and I, we got a heavy bag for the basement, and We got
Was it a Legends heavy bag?
It was not a Legends.
Not a video of it.
But I know
she's wearing her O.U.R gloves.
Okay, that's fair.
and they're Legends. Yeah. Anyway, we got just a little bit of equipment for my basement, and I was thinking like this will be fine. Like I'll use it while I'm training, whatever. But now I've found too, because I still work out at home a lot. That's what I want to do. Like that's what I want to do. It's fun, and it's such a different form of exercise. It's also for anybody watching that is like considering getting involved. It is disguised cardio. You don't know you're doing cardio. Well, you do because you're breathing hard, but it's disguised because it's fun. Like it's not just one foot after the other monotonous.
Well, I'm going to educate you again. So boxing is anaerobic. It's not cardio. That's why boxers have to do road work. And that's why we have to run. That's why we have to do it, because it's just not enough for longevity and sustaining. Cardiovascular is keeping your heart rate above fat burning for an extended period of time. And when you're doing 3 minutes of a heavy bag work, after that 3 minutes, yeah, your heart rate is probably pretty up. But now you get 30 seconds to allow that heart rate to come down. And then it's going to go to this, and it's going to do this. And then in between workouts, from bag work to a conditioning exercise, you're getting that cooling down effect, right? So through the whole hour, you're maintaining more of a resistance training and fat burning training when it comes to the exercise portion of working out. So yeah, I encourage cardiovascular exercises, which usually are done outside of the Legends boxing gym. All of my fighters, so for example, while I was training in competitive boxing, I was running a minimum of 4 miles every day I trained, and we were training 6 days a week. So that should tell you a little bit. Is yes, cardio or cardiovascular exercising is in addition to what we do. So if you really want to train, if you're fighters that are listening and you really want to train, here's some free advice for you. Get on the road and start running, because you need it. You need it for longevity and sustaining. So now let's talk. Let's go back EFN. Let's talk EFN a little bit. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to see if I can get these to rile each other up.
She's wonderful.
I know you guys are wonderful, but you're still going to punch each other in the face come May 13th. I mean, that's happening. All right. Like, can you tell me what lineup are you in? Where are you at in the card?
So we're going to be very first of the 11 bouts.
Okay. I can imagine that, because you probably have just a ton of stuff you have to do after.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what happens if she knocks you out?
We are not putting that into the universe.
I just did.
No.
Like right now, I just
did. We're going to go out there, give it our all, and I'm going to walk out not concussed and being able to click through my little show flow. So,
is that how you see it happening?
I'm going to train as hard as I can.
Courtney, the show flow.
The show flow. Yeah.
I tried, you guys. Yeah. I tried. They're really, really super sweet. So I tried. I think I was the only one talking the crap in that whole entire scenario there.
We'll both go out there like animals.
Yes.
We'll both go out
100%.
100%. But we do still like each other. Yeah. It's actually something that's really cool about boxing. Even if you watch it, like there's just a sense of respect. Like,
of course.
And it's really cool, because a lot of sports aren't like that.
I 100% agree. Yeah. Although when it comes to like with sparring, because this was my first time sparring, I hadn't done any sparring before this, was the emotional side of it is tricky to kind of overcome, because there's a lot of people like at Lehigh specifically that I'm very close with, like friendship wise. And we started sparring and it's like, my gut reaction is, why are you hitting me? Like, we're friends. And so getting over that was something I was not expecting during trainings. And now I've gotten over it, but it is an emotional sport in the fact, like, you are hitting each other, like something may happen, who knows? And so it's super interesting to see that side of it, as opposed to just be like, oh yeah, go spar, have fun, here's your schedule.
Well, have you developed any stronger camaraderie relationships with those people now that you have punched them in the face?
Yeah, well, and for reference, so the current national head coach, Kylan Withers, we're office mates. He's awesome, he's incredible. Him and several other member coaches, Brigham Abbott, Chris Udall, Beto, Steph from Lehigh, I was already tight with them. I already viewed them as very close friends, but this entire opportunity has just upped that level in terms of, A, I'm here a lot more training, B, they're having to give me critical feedback and constructive feedback and all these things, but it's been cool to kind of take that bond to the next level of what was already strong, because I already do spend so much time here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's a buddy of mine, really good friend of mine, that I'm hoping to have on the podcast one day, that he says, you love people, but you never really know how much you love them until you punch them in the face. And that is a very true statement. There's like, prove me wrong. Go watch a boxing match, even a pro boxing match, not amateur boxing matches, but go watch a boxing match. And at the end of that boxing match, show me one that those guys don't go to the other corner and put their arm around the guy and give him a kiss on the head and tell him good job or whatever the case is. And there's that camaraderie that happens between two warriors getting into a ring and just beating each other. So I love that you guys are going to come out like animals. It's going to be great. Screaming banshees.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing and fun. So May 13th, you guys, efnboxing.com.
Yes.
Get your tickets now. I'm telling you right now, all of the tables are sold out, so you can only get general admission. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, general admission is only available, and I promise you, it's probably pretty thin. So I would get on now, today, get your tickets, and be there. May 13th.
And everyone has to come to the after party too.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Aren't you having a birthday right before that?
Yes, my birthday is May 10th. So this will be my first time being able to attend the after party and not help plan it, and I need everyone there.
Where is the after party?
I need to officially get it locked down. So I will announce it as soon as it is officially locked down.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. All right. So wait for the announcement, guys. But that ticket, that GA ticket or table, gets you into the after party. That's all you got to do is show up to watch some entertaining night of fighting, and then we get to go celebrate all of everyone's victories. And just getting into a ring and boxing for EFN, win or lose, is a victory, you guys. So we are going to celebrate everyone's victories. So again, thank you so much for Legends Boxing, Operation Underground Railroad. Thank you both for being here. I'm very excited. This is going to be such a great event. I mean, 7th generation. This is the 7th time we've done this, and they only get better and better.
And with FitCon, a ticket to EFN gets you into Saturday of FitCon's Expo. So make sure to go check out the hall. It'll be the hall over.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And this is actually something that's, I think, the 5th time?
5th or 4th. I can't
Fourth
remember.
or 5th time that we've done this in collaboration with FitCon, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So FitCon gets bigger every single year too. So again, thank you guys so very much for putting some time out of your day. I know you're very busy to be on here. Prediction. Come on, give me a prediction. You got 3 rounds.
We're going to kick some ass.
Is it going all 3 rounds?
I feel like it's awkward if we don't vote for ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Okay, how about this?
Yeah.
Since you know all of the fighters in the fight night, which fight are you most excited to watch?
to watch, that's a good question. There's some good ones on the lineup this year. I mean,
How many fights?
11.
11. Okay.
Yes. In terms of excitement, that's a hard question. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Stacy Gardner and Joey Hanna's, as Stacy is the accountant here at Legend. So I'm just out of supporting her, but I'm stoked for the main event. It's going to be a good show.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Yeah.
Everybody heard it first. Legends Boxing Podcast. Love you.